All right, let's talk about the AI revolution. It's not coming, it's already here, and it is totally rewriting the rules of the job market. By 2025, things are going to look, well, completely different. So, the big question is, what does this actually mean for you? We're going to decode all of it, the skills, the jobs, even the salaries that are about to define the future of work. It feels like every single day there's some new AI breakthrough that's promising to change, well, everything. And for a lot of people, that can feel pretty threatening. The big fear is a robot going to take my job? But here's the thing. For anyone who's ready for it, this is probably the single biggest opportunity of our lifetime. So let's break that down.
Okay, the numbers here are just staggering. The World Economic Forum is predicting that 85 million jobs will be displaced by 2025. That's a huge number. But, and this is the kicker, get this, 97 million new jobs are going to be created. Do the math. That's a net gain of 12 million jobs. So the real takeaway isn't that AI is a job killer. No, it's a job creator. The catch? These new jobs, they're going to require a totally different set of skills.
So that begs the question, right? Where are all these new jobs? And what do they actually look like in the real world? To really get our heads around that, we're going to zoom in on one single massive investment that, well, it pretty much tells the entire story. We're talking about a $15 billion bet on the future of AI.
All right, let's dive in. This is where those abstract numbers we just talked about become very, very real. We're heading to what you could call ground zero for this AI jobs boom.
$15 billion. I mean, let that sink in for a second. To put that into perspective, that's more than the entire GDP of some countries. And Google is pouring all of it into one place, Visakhapatnam, India. Why? To build its largest AI hub outside of the United States. This is a huge deal. So what exactly does a $15 billion AI hub even look like? Well, it's not just some big building full of servers, not even close. We're talking about a full-blown ecosystem. It's got its own gigawatt-scale data centers, a brand new international subsea cable for ridiculously fast data transfer, and get this, it's even co-investing in its own clean energy generation. This is the kind of infrastructure that's going to power the future of global services like search and YouTube, right from India. And you can bet an investment this massive is making waves. It's actually sparked this really interesting and, pretty friendly rivalry between Indian states. They're all basically vying to become the next big tech hub, the next Silicon Valley. And this quote from Lokesh Nara, the IT minister of Andhra Pradesh, just captures that competitive spirit perfectly. But look, this isn't just about concrete and fiber optics, right? At its core, it's about people. It's about jobs. This one single investment is expected to create 6,000 direct, high-paying jobs. And that's just the start. When you factor in the whole ripple effect on the local economy, we're talking about a staggering 30,000 jobs in total. That's a city-changing number. Okay, so we've established there's this massive opportunity unfolding right in front of us. The next logical question, the big one, is how do you get in on the action? What are the actual skills employers are looking for in this new AI-powered world?
This is so important. The game has totally changed. It's no longer enough to just, learn about AI from a textbook. Companies are looking for people who can deliver AI, people who can take all that theory and actually apply it to solve real-world, messy business problems. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. These are basically the 4 pillars of core AI skills that are in super high demand right now. First up, prompt engineering. That's basically mastering the art of how to talk to these incredibly powerful models. Then you've got applied machine learning, which is all about translating a business problem into a predictive model that actually gets deployed. Third, deep learning. This is the heavy stuff, building and training neural networks using tools like PyTorch and TensorFlow. And finally, LLM fine-tuning and RAG. This is where you customize those giant language models with a company's own private data to make them way smarter for specific tasks.
Okay, so once you've got those fundamentals down, that's when you can really stand out by specializing. For example, MLOps. Think of this as the DevOps for machine learning. It's all about automating, deploying, and monitoring models at scale. Or you could go into NLP, natural language processing, which is just fascinating. It's about building systems that can read, write, and even reason with text. And then there's computer vision, which is literally teaching computers how to see and interpret images and videos,